All right, today, once again, I'm at Block 10 in Dundee, my local gym, and somehow I've convinced someone to give me permission to set some boulders. Never done it before. How hard can it be? It would be preposterous to come here and just grab some holes and start drilling into the wall. That would be irresponsible. So instead, I've got Angus from Torque. Torque is the company that set basically every boulder here. They're going to keep me right and make sure I don't destroy this place, and also give me some critique.
I mean, you might say something rubbish, but I'm sure everyone will let you know.
Thing about boulders is like, what's a crap boulder and what's a good boulder? How do you define that? I think the boulders here that you set are really good, but I can't put my finger on why they're good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. I think you'll discover that when we do some testing, and you'll kind of be able to figure out. You don't need to know why it's bad, but if you try it and you feel it's awkward or it doesn't work or things, you'll kind of feel it out.
Before Angus let me loose on the wall, first there was a quick lesson.
He spent time drawing this just for us. Route setting for dummies. Give me a rundown of everything I need to know about bouldering.
Everything. Okay, so this is route setting.
Okay.
So apart from the obvious of trying to make sure you don't destroy the wall, we can kind of think about how you're going to go about actually making something that's quite interesting. And the main thing that you're trying to do is create interest.
It turns out there's actually quite a lot of thought behind this whole route setting malarkey. Here, Angus is walking me through the RIC scale for route setting, which stands for risk, intensity and complexity. It means that for a given grade, an interesting boulder will have an appropriate level of these three attributes. So if we have a risky V3-6A, that is a boulder that feels scary and requires commitment, the intensity and complexity may feel lower to maintain the grade. Likewise, a really complex boulder at that same grade may have a lower risk or scariness factor.
And do you decide before you set the boulder, right, this is going to be a V2?
Normally would aim for a grade range, really. It depends on, like in here, when you're setting commercially and you're setting full circuit, if you're setting the first few and you've got a good selection of holds, sometimes it's good to just find a panel and make the best boulder you can out of the holds in the panel you've got. Yeah. And then towards the end of the day, when there's only 5 boulders left, then you need to make sure you're filling all the gaps.
Okay.
And for today, we can kind of, like the oranges in here, are about anywhere between V1 and V4.
Right,
so we can kind of as long as it's in that range, it's kind of happy, and we can kind of fix that and tweaking as well. And ideally, in the world's best boulder, it'd look amazing. The movement's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be just complex and risky enough for the grade.
Right. Okay.
You don't have V6 complexity or risk on a V3 boulder necessarily, because people are gonna get scared. They might fall off badly and things like that.
There's a lot more involved in this than I thought. I never thought we'd start off with the whiteboard. So what we're going for, like a V3?
I think these holds on this panel, it's going to be in that range really anyway. So I think you give it a go, and we can always tweak it in either direction.
So with the plan to set a V3-6A boulder, Angus let me loose. And almost immediately, I was stumped.
Nothing's coming to me right now. Right, okay. I don't even know where to start here. Can you show me how to put them into the wall? And then maybe I'll start.
As you're saying, see quite well, and then when it gets to the end, you just give it a look.
Yeah. I'll just get started then.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, here's my thinking. So the wall's kind of blank here at the bottom, and there's a big blank section here that ends either right up there or right up there. So I was thinking of kind of going diagonally that way. Not sure what I've got in mind though. I think I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to start bolting stuff on and see how I feel. I'm quite surprised how I don't have any idea what I want. I've got all the holes in the world on a blank bit of wall, and I'm like, All right, well, why don't we put something upside down then? Yeah, easy. So if that was there, yeah, I reckon you could. That's what I'm going for. I've made my decision. I I don't think that you can that's actually possible.
It's quite painful watching him actually. But I think the one thing I said not to do, which is put this big hole right here in the way of this purple. You probably wouldn't want to put this right in the way of someone's delicate slab that you're trying to...
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's exactly the hole that's gone up there. I think I used this as an
What
example.
do you think? Is it too hard?
I think it's perfect.
Really? It's way too hard. I rethink that. That needs to come off. This being... So I've created a boulder that I can't do. But I've f***ed up this beautifully set purple because this is too big. So it's like... Okay, this is feeling a bit more... This is feeling better. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think rather than make it far away, just make it... Right, I'm thinking stupidly high foot. Right, first move, okay. Cast on. Then force you to use this volume and really high foot. That's too high. Angus told me that he sets these without climbing them. Like, just sets them using that bench, and then just hopefully they're good. That's mental to me. Up to something horrible up there. Yeah, I feel like this is good. I've got an idea. Go to this and then force like a traverse to the left. This is so hard to decide where to go. And you do this on your own?
Yeah.
Shoelaces undone. Climbing shoes on the ladder. Drill bit in the mouth. This is a health and safety disaster. Oh my god, that's that's too hard. Nice, okay. Cool. What now? This is hard, man. This is so hard. I'm kind of struggling a bit here to figure out. I need to go back up again, but it's actually quite hard. It's just quite hard to like actually do the boulder. I've ruined it. Because the whole point was this high foot. This is hard. I don't know what to do now. So what started as a climb going from here up to here has turned into a climb going the other way in a layback, which is the exact like opposite of what I had planned. That's too hard. It's too hard.
I found root setting really hard. Every time I put on another hold to progress the boulder, it either made the previous holds completely pointless, or it was just way too hard for the grade. This resulted in shuffling around holds dozens of times for hours to get something half decent. The plan was to do this completely alone, but I was like a deer in the headlights, and Angus needed to offer his expertise basically all the way through.
Chuck it somewhere here maybe.
Yeah.
That'll set you up nicely, I think.
Okay, cool.
Kind of looks quite good as well. You chuck it maybe just down in one here.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, go for that. I mean, a lot of times.
Maybe you could press into it. Yeah, that's cool. I can't believe he's telling me that we need to make it more short people friendly. Like my aim coming in was to make it short people friendly because I'm short.
To finish, I added one more move to the very start, and with that my first boulder was completed. And it only took 4 hours. We graded it V2 in the end, as I found it very difficult to make it harder while staying within the V3 limits. Next, we tested it with other climbers to see if anyone could break it. And surprisingly, although people had slightly different methods, no one was able to bypass the main features of the climb.
Yes, that is exactly how it was intended.
Beautiful. I actually enjoyed it.
Nice. So there we have it. Route setting is hard, but this one has been approved after 4 hours of labour. It's actually in circulation. It's available to climb by the general public, so you can come to Block 10 in Dundee and try it out for yourself. See what you think of the grade. I think that I might stick to climbing the boulders rather than setting them because this is hard. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time. Peace.